Hello, good morning. This is Rob from GRAF, and this week we have our second video from Peter McSporran. Peter this week talks about the destruction of the agricultural industry in Zimbabwe, the loss of thousands of jobs and livelihoods, and the whole supply chain was absolutely decimated by the land reform policies. And he decided at that time his future lay in Zambia, the next door neighboring country. Any questions or comments? I'm sure Peter would love to see them. I know he watches the videos as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We'll not go over what happened around the late 90s, but you ended up then moving to Zambia. That's correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Probably, well, in the late 90s, early 2000s, the government decided, because of political reasons and really for their own survival, that the white farmer were a good target to take attention away from their own failings. And so we had to move to Zambia. Or we didn't have to, we had to leave the farms and we had to decide what we're going to do. So, I mean, it wasn't just farmers that left Zimbabwe at that time. I mean, lots of business people, tradesmen all left at that time because there was no job opportunities. The economy was in disarray. And I decided that being a farmer, staying in Africa was probably, if I was to try and save enough for a pension after losing everything, I should remain in Africa and chose Zambia.
Yeah, yeah. And then you were telling me earlier that, everyone thinks it was just these privileged white farmers, 5,000 farming families, but you had a massive number of employees that you were supporting, education, medical.
Yeah, I mean, this is what, I mean, everyone talks about the 5,000 commercial farms. And in fact, there wasn't quite as many as 5,000. There's slightly less than that was the number of licenses. There's probably about 4,000 active farmers, but some of them had probably 2 properties, 3 properties, but about that. But they employed 350,000 farm workers, from management right down to the lowest of laborer. But each one of them, in African terms, normally is a family of 5. So that meant with the loss of us leaving the land, about 1.5 million people were virtually impoverished overnight. And there's not a huge amount of publicity about that. It's skirted over. Everyone focuses on the racialist white farmer, so to be, and getting their just rewards. But in point of fact, there was many more Africans that suffered rather than us.
Yeah, yeah. And those were just in the actual primary agriculture. There must have been a whole supply chain wiped out.
Oh yes, that is very true. I mean, that was just the primary production. I mean, in Zimbabwe, most of the industry, other than mining, was built around agriculture and food processing, food exports. It was horticultural exports. Horticulture was very big, just like tobacco was a big export commodity. So all the packing, processing, all these people went out or lost their jobs.
Yeah, yeah.